Right, so how is it possible that I can achieve 76% occupancy and an average daily rate of £127.45 across a 137 unit portfolio, whilst most operators can hardly achieve 50% occupancy, 60% occupancy, 70% occupancy across a 20 to 50 unit portfolio? Well, the answer is simple. You can see how many direct bookings we have as well. We also have 46% direct bookings. So these are the ones who came from our website and through direct bookings that we put in ourselves. And the answer is pretty simple, and it's a lot of it comes down to listing optimization and positioning of the units themselves. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can optimize your listings on Airbnb so that no one skips past them. You get the highest click-through rate possible, and you get the highest conversion rate, because it's not about just people clicking on your listing. It's about people who click on your listing and then book as well. And we'll also put in the tips and tactics of how we actually get them to go from Airbnb to direct as well, and a few other platforms that can make a massive difference to this direct proportion of your revenue. But this was my stats from last year: 76% occupancy, £127.45 nightly rate across the whole portfolio. And like I say, 46% direct bookings, only 32% from Airbnb, only 16% from booking.com. And then also we used to be on Uplisting, which is a different channel manager. So actually, we were actually close to 50% direct bookings. So, but in this video, we're going to go through Airbnb, the listing itself, how you can optimize your listing on Airbnb so you actually get good bookings, get the highest nightly rate possible, and get as many guests to stay in your property as possible. So let's just get straight into it, right? So we've got one listing on the right here, which is a listing which I would argue is not that great. Got no reviews, £621 for 6 nights. And the other listing, if we flick over to this page, you can see is one of my listings. Now we're going to go through the difference between this listing here, the modern home, and then we're going to go into this one here, this bespoke living. Now, straight off the bat, I'm going to start with the worst listing. Now, let's just look at the price point, okay? So the price point here is, these are the same dates, right? The 6th of April to the 12th of April for one guest. That's £621 for 6 nights. And we go to my listing, we're getting £996 for 6 nights. So how is that possible? And this listing, right, by the way, achieved 91% occupancy last year. 91% occupancy last year. I think the average payouts then was over 3K a month. And in this particular property, we're making around £500 to £1,000 a month in management fees. So this property makes a lot of money for owner, and you can see why. We're literally getting £400 more for 6 nights. So this listing here, the first thing that strikes me, the photos. I mean, what is going on here? How can you expect to get bookings when your photos look like this, right? They're dark, they're dingy, they probably don't have captions either. Yeah, no captions. They're portrait photos, which is even worse. One of the most important parts is landscape photos and just high quality professional photos. These are not high quality professional photos. I'll show you what high quality professional photos look like. We go to my listing, we've got landscape photos, high quality. We've got captions on every single photos. I mean, I know which property I want to book, right? I mean, look how nice that looks to go book. Like, a guest's going to look at this. You're going to click on this listing over the other listing 10 times out of 10. It's not about price. People race to the bottom, but in reality, if you have a better product, someone's going to pay more for it. It's as simple as that. So going back to this other listing, the first thing off the bat, photos are absolutely terrible. They need to sort their photos out. You need to just get a professional photographer. One thing that I didn't do at the start, I didn't have a professional photographer for my first listing for the first 2 months. And I kid you not, I got literally maybe 2 or 3 bookings across those 2 months. And I learned pretty fast that you need a professional photographer. So if anyone asks me in the community, I always say to them, professional photos are so important. And when you put them online, put captions there. People don't just look at the photos, they look at the captions so you can describe the room. That is your opportunity here to tell them what the room actually looks like. You can also see as well, if we go to my listing, when I click onto the photos, they're actually broken down into the rooms as well. How much cleaner does that look, right? Portrait photos, not good, no captions. Landscape photos, captions, and broken down by room. Already, I know which one I'm choosing straight off the bat. And let's go to the title. Next up, bespoke living, ready to move in. That tells me nothing about the property. I don't know who the property's for. I just know it's bespoke living and it's ready to move in. Of course it's ready to move in. Why would it not be ready to move in? Literally. Like, why would an Airbnb not be ready? That's why it's on Airbnb, is it not? So straight off the bat, title needs to be adjective, describe the place itself, homely makes a home feel, and then just ideal. Who's it ideal for? Speak to your target audience. This property's in Crewe. These are both 4-bedroom properties. This property's in Crewe. It's ideal for business, ideal for long-term stays, ideal for groups. So I've put there, it's modern. They like modern homes. It's ideal for businesses and for groups. Sleep 7, because I want them to know, again, how many people it can sleep. If you're putting 4 bedrooms in the caption, people know it's 4 bedrooms. They can see that when they're searching. If you put 2 bathrooms, people know it's got 2 bathrooms. That's what they've searched for most of the time anyway. And people search for how many bedrooms all the time. So don't be putting that. Don't be putting like a modern 4-bed home in your title. It's a waste of space. Next up, We go back to the poor listing here. Sorry, Yevs, but there's no reviews, which is not ideal. If you don't have reviews in your first listing, lower the prices at the start. Like, this is an old listing, but lower the prices at the start so you can try and get those first few reviews in. And if you want to be really cheeky, you can book this property yourself, leave a review on Airbnb, or get a friend to book a property, but don't tell anyone I told you that. It's a very good way to get yourself some reviews to get off stock, because once you get a few 5-star reviews in, that'll make a big difference. You go over here, we've got 16 reviews, 4.63. It's a good rating. We could be better, to be honest with you. If we want to be hitting that 4.8, but 16 reviews, 4.63. It gives a lot of quality, gives a lot of respect to our brand. Next up, we got 6 years hosting. This is a hard one. You can't really compete with how long you've been hosting, but it is good, obviously, to have hosted longer. Then let's go down to the descriptions. So when we go down to the descriptions, just want to highlight again, though, this is on for £621. It's also discounted for 6 nights in April. It's currently February the 24th, I'm recording this. So why there's a discount for April, I don't know. On my listing, we're getting £996 for the 6 nights. So anyway, back to here. The description. Right. This description has maybe what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. And this isn't just one listing. There are so many listings like this on Airbnb. And this is one of the reasons I'm able to achieve such a high 90 rate across the whole portfolio and such high occupancy, because my listings just look better than the people. It is not about how cheap your listing is. It is about how good it looks and how many people actually book the listing. Anyway, this has 6 lines in the description. You go to my description, we've got not only 6 lines, we have got it broken down. Look how much text we have on this screen. We have the property itself, who it's by, so we get our name in there. It's all about brand name position. Always get your name in there. We've got all the amenities that are very important to my specific ICP for this property, which is business stays, right? Perfect business stays, monthly, it's everything they want to hear. Then we've got the space section, clearly laid out each of the spaces, what the bed configurations can be, the living areas, dining areas, kitchens, bathroom, parking, everything we need, the guest access as well. I've gone deep into that, how they get into every single part of your Airbnb listing should be complete. And if it's not complete, you are leaving money on the table, as we can see here. We also go through other things to note. Make sure your house rules are all here, because if they're not here and you're using Airbnb cover, which is basically Airbnb's way of covering you if there's a guest damage, if it's not here, then you're not going to be able to charge for it. So make sure it's in here. We go through all of our online check-in forms, stays over 10 nights subject to more cleaning, noise and air monitoring in place, £1,000 smoking fine car. Anyway, you can see all that. But the point is, look how much detail there is there compared to this one, where there's not even a search more section. Next up, we're going to go to where you'll sleep. At least they've got where you'll sleep. They've broken down the bedrooms, but again, the photos are terrible. The bedrooms actually look quite nice. This property with good photos, like if we took over this listing, I guarantee we'd be able to get this property booked. Like I say, the property that we look at when it's mine, 91% occupancy for the last year. We go down, we go to the amenities. I guarantee they've got 43 amenities. We go to mine, I'm pretty sure we'll have more than 43. Yeah, 54. So again, we've got more amenities. Naturally, again, people want to be searching for the most important ones: the Wi-Fi, the kitchen, dedicated workspace, the free parking, making sure you've got that. The long-term stays as well, really important. Then we've got the calendar. You can't do much about that. That's absolutely fine. Obviously, the reviews are really good across the portfolio here, but we get down here as well. We've got neighborhood highlights. We've got to talk about how good the neighborhood is in Crewe. We've got some getting around. And then we've also got a guidebook as well. Now, I've got a guidebook for every single location. Before the guest even stays, we've got, again, 53 degrees property. We've got our branding everywhere. We've got a few sightseeing things for Crewe. And this is just more of a box ticking exercise than anything. But as long as you do it, it is just more value added to your listing. And Airbnb is going to rank you higher if it knows that you've completed your listing before. So back to this listing. Got neighborhood highlights. Obviously, as well, we've got the actual meeting your host. So we've got 2,200 reviews, which is insane. 4.71 across the whole portfolio, 6 years hosting. We've also got this here to try and push people to direct. So book direct for up to 15% savings, search 53 degrees property. When they search 53 degrees property into Google, they're going to find my company, right? That's why we have it there. Whereas when we go over here, this isn't hosted by a company, but I guarantee as well, they don't have yet. I mean, exact location we provided after booking. That's all they've got. No name, but description. 5 reviews, 3.4 rating. That's not great, to be honest with you, based on 5 reviews, but they've got 11 months hosting. Now, it says with 4 years of experience, this is obviously about this person. But the most, I mean, again, here as well, response rate 20%, responds in a few days or more. Response rate 100%, responds in a few hours. Now, you can see, right, this is how we get higher occupancy than everyone else in the market. And we charge more because we literally have full complete listings, fully optimized across all Airbnb, Booking.com, Verbo, TripAdvisor, all of our corporate travel agents, our direct booking site as well. And we're pushing people direct as well. We're pushing them direct to search our company. So that's how we can get that direct booking amount up even more. But that's it. If you genuinely take any of the tips in this video, you'll be able to guarantee, if you just implement what I've said here, you'll absolutely skyrocket your bookings through Airbnb. If you extrapolate that across all the other accounts as well, then you have the winning formula. It's as simple as that. If you like this video, then make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can click the link below to find out more about working with myself. If not, I'll see you in the next video. And I'll also drop a link to a free PDF that's going to help you with this listing optimization. Click the link below. You can find it there. I'll see you in the next one.